All right, what's going on, Ravens world, Ravens nations, Ravens fans, the subscribers and all that, man. Hope y'all doing good, man. Uh, Last video, I didn't have my notes with me, so I couldn't give y'all accurate facts. But I was there, but not all the way there as far as Stephon Diggs goes and stuff. But I made sure I came with my facts today. At the volume of catches Stephon Diggs has for the season, I believe 127. Make sure. Yes, 127. I'm just gonna run down some names and some numbers, right? I'm gonna do that first. Of receivers who've caught less passes and done more damage in the receiving yards category. There's three players too from 1961 to 1984. They had 69 receptions, anywhere between 69 receptions and 82 for 1,600, 1,746, and 1,555. Just a side note, but let me run down these names of some elite wide receivers, at least stats show. Torrey Hall, Jerry Rice, and Mike Evans. Those three names just right there were in the 80s with receptions and had 1,600, 1,500, 1,500 yards. Just with those little bit. I don't want to say 80 is a little bit, but just with that volume alone, just given what they had to work with, that's how much they maxed out at with those yards that year, that season, whatever. Michael Irvin, Calvin Johnson, Jordy Nelson, Andre Johnson, A.B., Steve Smith, Julio, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Randy Moss, Demaryius Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Jimmy Smith, and Isaac Bruce. And those last three or five, if you will, they ended up with 100 and maybe at the most 119 for Isaac Bruce catches. So, and I'm just, in comparison to Stephon Diggs with that little bit of information, I was just like, I don't see none of their game in him. You know what I'm saying? So, just food for thought. Now, I want to switch over to these same very players who put up these big stats on the teams they were on those years they had these stats, right? Now, this is where shit get crazy. 2019 New Orleans, who was on that team? Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas had the most receiving yards that year, right? They lost to the Rams that year. 2002 Colts, Marvin Harrison, I believe. They lost to the Jets that year in the playoffs. Brandon Marshall with the Bears. They didn't even qualify for the playoffs. Wes Welker for the Patriots, 2011. They lost in the Super Bowl despite all the yards he had that season. I believe he was top. AB, 2014 on the Steelers. Lost to the Rams. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I can't read my own damn handwriting sometimes. Lost to the Ravens. I'm sorry, 2014. Lost to the Ravens. All them yards. And even back then, too, I was like, AB wasn't all that nice. And I used to tell people and shit because Jimmy Smith was locking him the fuck up. But, never mind that, man. 2008 Texans, Andre Johnson. They did not qualify. Torrey Holt, 2003 Rams. This one surprised me because I swore they might have went to the Super Bowl that year. Nope. Even if they did, they lost to the Panthers that year. 2007 Colts, it might have been Reggie Wayne, lost to the Chargers. 2014 Broncos, Demaryius Thomas, lost to the Colts. 2005 Panthers, if I can read that right. 2005 Panthers, Steve Smith, they lost to Seattle. Here's another one that surprised me too. 1995, 49ers, Jerry Rice. All them yards he racked up that season. They lost to the Packers. Isaac Bruce, 95 Rams. missed the playoffs. 2013 Browns, Josh Gordon. And we all know what the fuck happened with that. So, I'm just putting that out there just to say, just because your receiver got all the motherfucking yards, that don't guarantee a motherfucking thing. That's just my take and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I had my own issues with why I viewed Diggs the way that I did. But once I dug into the information and found this out, I had to bring it to y'all because that's some shit to know. And here's another little thing that I thought was crazy with Stephon Diggs, but they calling him elite. Hollywood Brown has 58 catches and 769 yards. 8 touchdowns, though, for the season. Stephon Diggs has 127 catches, 1,535 yards for the season, 8 TDs. So, you know how us Ravens fans feel about Marquise Brown, a.k.a. Hollywood. And it's not that he's a bad player, but, he has his moments where he can be inconsistent. Or whether it be Lamar not putting the ball where it needed to be, or him just not being assertive enough and dominant enough at the point of attack. I don't fucking know. Whatever you call it when you're going for the ball. I don't know. But that was just crazy to me. They both got the same amount of touchdowns for the season, but yet people are calling Stephon Diggs elite just because he had more yards. Okay. Moving along. I was going to get into the comparisons with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, but stats right now, I'm going to say this too, in accordance to that, but stats right now, it's not favoring Lamar, but at the same time, Josh Allen has to put up these stats in order to win the game. Lamar does not even have to do all of that to win these games, which is crazy. But let me see what I got down here. Before I get to my main thing, why I made this video today too, because I was just going to gather all my information and talk about Stephon Diggs and the Bills themselves and whatever, and Josh Allen. But I'm going to just get to it, y'all. Hold on. Quick side notes real fast. Anthony Averett has 7 passes defended this year. So before anybody makes any more slander about Anthony Averett, he's done his job this year. He's done his job. Adoree Jackson, you work for the other side. You're not a bad player. I don't think you're a bad player. You know what I mean? Even in that game, he did look like he wanted real parts or real smoke as much as Malcolm Butler and them did. So with that being the case, Adoree, I know they, what do you want to call it? Keep him. I forget what the word is for it, but they keep him another season. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to pay him yet. So franchise, whatever. You're more than welcome to come to the Ravens 2022 if you feel the need to, because I think he has a spot for Baltimore. I think he deserves a spot on Baltimore, man. Okay. Now we about to get into Josh Allen. Okay. And Bills. And, Ravens, it's nothing to worry about. But this is very alarming to me. So the other day I'm on social media and I see that they signed Devontae Freeman. So I'm like, oh, okay. Granted, I know Zach Moss is out. And I was a fan of Zach Moss, too, coming out of college. Not necessarily the team he came from, but just because of watching a film highlight on him, I was hoping he was going to come to the Ravens just to be that, stout running back, muscle through. But I wasn't impressed as the season went along. Just watching him, he's still a good running back. Same with Jonathan Taylor, too, but I don't see much from them. Not as much value as we get from J.K., especially playing off of Lamar. But scream desperation to me. So now that they are scrambling to find a solid running back, I just was like, well, let me start looking into film on what they are bringing, what to expect, And I noticed a few things about Josh Allen. And LaDainian Tomlinson already said it too. And when he said it, I really didn't, think too much into it. I was like, man, he just said that. Because, they say little shit about Lamar. All you do is just hit him in the mouth and just, he'll fold. You know what I'm saying? So I don't always feed into that. But, like I said, I went and did my own research and watched film on Josh Allen currently and coming out of college, right? And the things that I noticed about his major tendencies are, he always throws to his right, rarely to the left, and he runs to the right more than often too. And when he does throw to the left, normally it's an out, whether it's a quick 5, 10-yard, or it'll be a quick little out slant. You know what I'm saying? Like they just coming across but staying kind of in the middle, or a little comeback. So he's not a threat. I feel like we need to focus on the right side of the field, or his right side of the field. You know what I'm saying? Keep them over there, and then have somebody blitz from the left every now and then. Or shit, I just know Don gonna dial it up, because if I can see it, I know they can see it. Yeah. So throwing to the left. Normally 9 times out of 10 it's out, and I feel like any of our corners can jump the route, pick. That's it. He still looks the same as he did in college. I watched the UNLV game, and whether they came back and won that game, I don't know. But, he has the same tendencies I just listed in that game, and he really didn't even do well to me. And the first thing that came to mind when I was watching him, too, was he reminds me of Carson Wentz. In one of the games I was watching of him, too, the announcer even said that he had comparisons to Carson Wentz, and I could see it. So with that being the case, I don't think he's that great. Never, and I don't feel as though the word great needs to even be associated with him. I think he has a good arm, no different than Wentz. I think he tries to scramble, no different than Wentz. But I wholeheartedly believe he has major inconsistencies that are just there. It can't be taught. You understand what I'm saying? If you just have a flaw with dropping the ball and it's not natural for you to just have soft hands, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't make you figure out how to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see from him. And the same reason why Eagles are getting rid of Wentz. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about motherfucking Carson Wentz or Josh Allen personally, but I'm just going off of what I see. Maybe I'm just spoiled in my own thoughts just because of having Lamar on a team for so long, seeing such a dynamic person at such rate of speed, so take off so fast. But I'm also critiquing them the same way I would critique Lamar if I seen him having flaws. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel as though, if I was a Bills fan, I don't feel as though I would feel comfortable with him as my franchise QB moving forward. But that's just me. Y'all can feel how y'all feel. That's just my opinion, man. The UNLV game, if y'all want to watch it, that was interesting. And the Nebraska game, that was very interesting. Y'all should watch that. If his first or second read isn't there, 9 times out of 10, he's going for that left side for the out, or he about to run to his right side. I'm telling you, if his first or second read ain't there, he's either going to run instantly. He's quick with looking, but he don't know how to make good decisions. I see it from him. Unless somebody's directly wide open, he'll throw directly to his left, going through his progressions. But if it ain't there in the first and second read, this dude's about to take off, or he's about to find somebody, that third option that's right there, his bread and butter, on the out. And that should be our time to strike. I'm telling you. I also noticed Singletary has fumble issues. I watched a few of their games this year and even last year, and Singletary has a fumbling issue, as well as Allen himself. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that in college as well. So that's why I'm glad I put that out there in the last video. Or if it wasn't in the last video, I definitely put it on Facebook. But fuck that. We should be punching that damn ball out this game, man. Especially up front. Excuse me. Especially dealing with Allen. If y'all notice, I always start burping too when I be getting points and be right about stuff. I just started noticing that. But yeah, man. What else? Bills couldn't stop Steelers last year, and all they had was Duck Hodges. For real. And if he was anywhere as nice, as good, I ain't gonna say nice, as good as Tannehill was or is, they would have got over that little hump. Or if they had Ben Roethlisberger would have been in that game, they would have got over that hump. But they couldn't. But they was making plays and definitely getting that ball out. Miami, the last game that they played, I believe, of the season, they could have beat them. They could have beat the Bills. But, Tua, I'm pretty sure that they took Ryan Fitzpatrick that last game, like week 16, out. I don't know what game that was, but they took Tua, they sat Tua out and let Fitzpatrick play. But I don't know if that played a factor in that game, but I definitely seen points of times where Tua, he just wasn't making right decisions either. But regardless, the defensive aspect, as far as bringing pressure to Allen, it was there. It was there for the taking, man. They could have won that game had Tua really played a good game and had his receivers been on their fucking job too. You know what I'm saying? But you can say that for a lot of games. But I'm just saying they ain't nothing to worry about, man. I wholeheartedly have full confidence going into this game. We should blow them the fuck out. I'm not even bullshitting, yo. I'm not even bullshitting. They couldn't stop James Conner. I know they ain't gonna be able to stop JK. I was saving the best for last, right? So, as I was sitting here looking at these videos and stuff, I kept seeing this one player that Josh Allen kept going to that he felt comfortable with, right? So I'm like, I wonder what, they don't talk about this. So I'm like, who's this player? And they said his name eventually as he scored. I don't know if it was one of the two games that I told you guys about. But, no sooner than I go type this man's name in to see where he is right now, right? He was on, let me say his name first. Tanner Gentry, right? Now, he was on the Bears roster, right? Tell me why, just as I'm looking him up today, just as I'm doing all this shit today before I made this video, right? Bill signed him this week. You know what that tells me? Along with the Devontae Freeman situation, y'all in desperation mode and y'all don't know what to do. So y'all don't even trust Diggs, the elite receiver everybody's raving about. Because what other reason would you have to bring in a college player that he had success with if you wasn't already confident enough in the player that you had on your squad? You don't see Lamar going out getting motherfucking Jonathan Quick, whatever the hell his name is, Quick from when he was on Louisville. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's none of that going on right now. So I'm just trying to figure out what type message is y'all trying to send right now? Because that screams red flags to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why we should blow them the hell out, because if y'all going this far to make provisions for Allen to have success, then that tells me y'all don't trust him either. That tells me y'all know his mistakes are there too. If you really watch every game of the Bills this season, and I didn't watch every game, but I watched a good portion of the highlights, this man makes a mistake every game. At some point in time, whether it's ball security or whether it's him making a mistake and not literally paying attention to what's going on to the defense or trying to force something because he's under pressure. You know what I'm saying? We're going to thrive off that. We're going to thrive. We're going to eat, man. And I can't wait. Honestly, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into next round, whatever, but I want to focus on Bills right now. But I know damn well we're going to handle business, but I want them to put emphasis on this motherfucking game, yo. Let them motherfuckers know we not playing this year. We not playing. Y'all thought it was something with that Titans game. We're going to put up 500 yards rushing this next one. I'm telling you, something big is going to happen. And just a little side note, too, because I meant to say it the last video as well. If Lamar gets over 100 yards rushing, 100 yards passing, and there's anybody else on a team that gets over 100 yards, we win the game. Flat out. If he's throwing the ball to 3 different receivers, right? I'm shorting it down, tripping. If he throws the ball to 2 different receivers for 50 yards, and he get to 100 yards like that, and then another receiver gets 100 yards, or another rusher gets 100 yards, we win the game. I'm telling you. They're not... Buffalo ain't built like that. Josh Allen ain't built like that. Matter of fact, brings me to my last point, too. We need to jump right out on the gate and start scoring. We need to at least have 21 before halftime. If not, shut them down and score more in the second half. But we should at least have 21 before halftime. And if that's the case, we whooping ass and blowing them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Because you get out and get ahead on Allen, he gonna start making more mistakes after more mistakes after more mistakes. Because the more I see film on him, he can't handle being from behind. All that shit that they say about Lamar, that's him. I see him being the same way Lamar was in his second season as far as running. He'll run instantly when it don't cause for it or just out of desperation. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, because he's not really looking at his reads like that. He's looking for 1 or 2 people, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? If you got time in the pocket and you're a quarterback in the NFL, you should be able to make throws. You should be able to connect the ball where it should be at. But I'm just saying, when all this is coming down and shit is breaking down, that's where y'all know how I feel about this dude. I don't think he's that good. So I'm going to call him Darnold. I'm going to call him Allen. I'm going to call him Rosen, whatever, because he's not that nice to me. But, yeah, when everything is breaking down and shit ain't looking good, he makes bad decisions. So that's what we're going to force him to do. And I'm hoping JK have a big game. I'm hoping Mark Andrews show the fuck up. If he don't show up this game, man, I'm going to make a whole video. And he all we got until the season is over. But Andrews, I'm going to just say, if you don't come through these motherfucking games, I'm going to dedicate a special one for you. I'm telling you, bro. But I don't want to get that far. I'm going to just say it again. I'm expecting a big game from Andrews because they can't handle no fucking tight ends. They can't handle no run game. And they damn sure ain't going to be able to stop Lamar. So, let's go, man. Ravens Nation. Y'all be safe out there, man. If I find anything else out going on, I'll be definitely sure to update. Hopefully before Saturday. But, yeah. Bills in desperation. They scared. They don't want to say it. But they moves is saying it. All right, y'all.